This is Corbin Smith for the Seahawks Wire. It's time for another film breakdown. This week, we're going to look at new Seahawks right guard D.J. Fluker. Seattle signed the former first-round pick to a one-year contract, hoping he would help boost the running game that finished 23rd overall last season. He's a great run blocker. However, there are questions about his ability to hold up in pass protection. Last year, Pro Football Focus ranked Fluker 76th out of 78 qualified guards in pass protection. Yikes. So why did Pro Football Focus score Fluker so poorly in pass protection? Biggest thing I noticed was struggles with balance. Now this is not fair. Aaron Donald does this to every guard in the league. Donald briefly hesitates, expecting an inside move. Fluker sets his feet, then Donald throws his hands off to the side, accelerates pass for a strip sack. I watched 5 of Fluker's games last season with the New York Giants. Most of his poor plays happened because he was overextended and got caught leaning. Against Tampa Bay, Fluker lunges trying to block Gerald McCoy's initial outside rush. With Fluker off balance, McCoy spins back inside and forces an errant throw. One last play that looks at Fluker's balance issues. He's actually pretty good at picking up stunts for the most part, but I found this one as a comedy of errors. Both the center and the tackle are going to pick up defenders to block, but Fluker doesn't look like he really knows where he's supposed to go, then gets tripped up in the heavy traffic. Along with well-documented balance issues, Fluker has to work at getting his hands up into the defender quicker. First example of this coming against the Rams. The defender gets the first punch. Playing flat-footed, Fluker simply tries to throw the defender, doesn't move his feet, and allows the quarterback hit. At 340 pounds, Fluker is a mauler and stronger than most opponents he goes up against. But that advantage is negated when he doesn't get his hands onto the defender. In this case, McCoy makes the first strike. With a narrow base, Fluker gets drove right back into Eli Manning's lap. Similarly, against the Seahawks, Sheldon Richardson takes advantage of this same issue. Fluker does not get his hands on Richardson quick enough, and the powerful defensive tackle is able to use a long arm move to drive him straight back into Manning. With several rushers in his face, he makes a bad throw. Contrary to Pro Football Focus's ranking on Fluker's pass protection skills, however, there's plenty of reasons to believe a second season under the guidance of offensive line coach Mike Solari will work wonders for Fluker. When he plays with a wide base and gets his hands on a defender, he's able to control the line of scrimmage. When he latches on, he's just difficult for defenders to get away from. Great example illustrated against the Seahawks. Marcus Smith is trying to rush downfield. Fluker does a nice job sliding in front of Smith, maintains a wide base, and big key here, he drops his hips. He gets into a position of power. Smith is unable to drive him backwards. Nice pocket for Manning. Now swinging to one of my favorite plays from Fluker's 5 games that I watched. This is a great effort play. Aaron Donald, as we saw earlier, he terrorizes guards in this league, but he tries to rip back inside. DJ Fluker shows you just how strong he is. Stands Aaron Donald up just long enough for Manning to get the throw off. Though it's an inconsistent part of his game, Fluker moves well laterally for his size. He's light on his feet for a 340-pounder. You can tell he used to play tackle. On this play, he does a really nice job mirroring his defender as he tries to rush outside, giving Manning room to step up in the pocket and complete the pass. Another example of this lateral movement against the Rams, Michael Brockers, he's been a Seahawks killer, a really solid defensive tackle playing the one-tech, tries to use a counter move to rush to the B-gap. Fluker does a good job moving his feet. Even when it looks like he might be beat, he extends his arms to halt the rush. Before we swing to the bonus round, looking at one more great example of DJ Fluker mirroring his defender, again going against Michael Brockers. Brockers tries to go an inside move first, then tries to maneuver his way to the outside, but look at Fluker, does a great job moving his feet, keeps him in front of him. What a pocket for Eli Manning. Time for a quick bonus round. The Seattle Seahawks guards and their tackles, quite frankly, the past few years have really struggled picking up stunts and blitzes. Overall, I was very impressed with how Fluker held up against stunts and defensive games. On this example, Sheldon Richardson's trying to create the double team. Fluker passes him off and then picks up Bennett as he twists inside. Looking at another great example of Fluker keeping his head on a swivel, being alert for these games. The Buccaneers are going to run a cross twist with their 2 defensive tackles. As McCoy tries to split the A-gap, Fluker passes him off to the center and then picks up Chris Baker, who's twisting behind him. Looking at one last example that should fire up Seahawk fans, this time going against the Rams. Aaron Donald tries to split the B-gap, but DJ Fluker passes him off and then picks up Connor Barwin as he comes crashing inside. The Giants are going to have ample time to throw the football. Manning then hits his receiver in stride on a seam route for an explosive pass play.